I'm Ethan Ons from Fiasco Sports and SA Footballer Magazine. Today I'm joined by John Paynter, Senior Coach of the Adelaide University Footy Club in Division 1, and he is our feature coach of the week. So John, tell me, how did you find yourself getting involved in the Adelaide University Footy Club?
Well, my eldest son came back from Sydney after a year there and joined the Blacks. I just watched for a year. I then kind of was asked to be the chairman of selector, and then it kind of coaching position came up after Bruce Lennon. Just had a year there, applied for it and got it in that way.
And so what sort of things do you try and instill in the boys as a senior coach?
Well, I mean, you've got to know where you sit in this competition, and you've got to know the role that you've got to play in these lads' life. And we're a truly amateur club, and so we've got to keep coaching the amateur traditions and ways. So we know our place, and we've just got to keep going with that.
So you said, you mentioned the type of role that you want to play in these lads' life. What sort of role is that? Is that a mentoring role, or is that specifically a footy coach role?
No, I think it's footy coach. For me, I think just any sporting club's a great place for young men to exercise, to have a social life. So it's essentially football, but you've got to follow their dreams as well. And if they want to get back to the SNFL, we'll promote that. If they are there for a good time, not a long time, then we'll also encourage that. I'm more a facilitator, I think, than a coach. They drive themselves and drive the agenda more so than myself.
So in your time involved with the club, are there any sort of highlights that stand out for you?
Oh, there's lots of highlights. I mean, we treat every victory in Div 1 as an absolute highlight and celebrate it accordingly, like most clubs would celebrate a finals victory. So look, I must admit, yesterday was a highlight. Last year to beat three good teams like Ross, Trevor, Teacher, Gully and Paynter was also a highlight. So we've had some good moments.
So obviously no club can be successful without the help of some great sponsors. So who does sponsor Adelaide University Footy Club?
Well, I wouldn't say sponsor, but let's say partner. The Havelock Hotel certainly gets as good a value out of us as we get out of them.
Fair enough. And any sort of exciting events coming up for you guys?
Well, the Ladies' Day is a bit later in the year, so than usual. So that's always the highlight of the year. A social calendar. We also have Businessman's Lunch on a Friday, which kind of lends itself into an AFL match over the Oval over the road at Adelaide Oval. So that's one to look forward to as well.
Sounds like some good times ahead. I'm Ethan Ons from Fiasco Sports and SA Footballer Magazine. Today I'm joined by John Paynter, Senior Coach of the Adelaide University Footy Club in Division 1, and he was our feature coach of the week.